afternoon, everyone. Welcome to beautiful Gulfstream Park, and this is Gulfstream Today. I'm Ron Nicoletti. That is Katie Stazak. We got something right today for sure. I actually got one thing right so far today. We got a fast-made track. We got a firm serve course. We got a great carryover in the Rainbow Six today of over $78,000. Yesterday was over 100. I'm thinking we're going to approach $150,000 today, Katie, easily.
I'm thinking that's a good guess.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They really were playing yesterday. How big was that super high five carryover?
Yeah, it was over $200,000. They
incredible.
Hit it. They hit it, paid $10,000. So it's amazing how that we told you, we warned you. We warned you. We told you that it was going to skyrocket. It was a good bet, and it was a lot of people were playing a ticket in there because there's a chance. Look, some people got $10,000. It's a dollar wager. Same thing with the Rainbow Six, only a 20-cent wager. So lots of fun action today. As I mentioned, a fast track, firm turf course. We're going to take a look what's tweeting around the country. We've got some good news with Lady Eli.
Yeah, this was fantastic to see yesterday. Trainer Chad Brown said that Lady Eli is doing as well as he could hope for her right now, recovering from laminitis at his barn at Belmont Park. She's being cared for every day. She's able to graze for about a half hour in front of his stable area every day. They're setting goals for her every week, and he says so far she's met every goal, so we wish her the absolute best. Whether she races again or not, we just want her to be healthy and happy.
Well, you know, on Sunday, as you know, you can watch and wager on all the races from Saratoga and other places. And there's a horse running there Sunday, and it's Rachel's Valentina. She'll be running on Sunday, and she's got a pretty nice pedigree.
She does. This is the second foal from Rachel Alexandra, former Horse of the Year. It's a daughter of Bernardini. She's going to be debuting, making her highly anticipated debut on Sunday at the Spa. You will be able to watch and wager right here. But here's a future star in racing, perhaps. That is Rachel's Valentina.
Yeah, I actually downloaded the PPs and looked at it from the Todd Pletcher barn. Got a bullet work 2 back, so going to be probably odds-on choice in there, but it's going to be fun to watch it. The third thing we want to talk about is the big race on Sunday, the Haskell with American Pharaoh. Drew post number 4. I think he can be in post number 86, and it wouldn't matter too much, don't you?
I'm in a complete agreement, Ron. Maybe they could start him down the street or give the other horses a head start. You never know. That's why you run. That's horse racing. But American Pharaoh, from all accounts, he's doing great. Going to make his first start since sweeping the Triple Crown and winning the Belmont. So exciting to see, and I'm really just thrilled that this horse is racing again.
Yeah, and you know, it's a pretty nice field because they made it $1 million purse, so running second is not bad. So $1.7 million,
yeah. $1,750,000.
That's right, they added that, and it's for the whole field. They were thinking about having it just for American Pharaoh. It's for the whole field. So these horses that run second, boy, you get a nice chunk of change. Don't forget, 40% to the second place runner.
You want to enter a horse?
Yeah, I wish I had one that could even look at those horses there today. Well, now we are ready to look at Friday's card. We got a 10-race one today, as I mentioned a couple of times already. We got a fast-lane track, a firm turf. We're starting on the turf today. It's a 1-mile event. Claimers, fillies, and mares. 3 and up. Non-winners of 3 in life. $8,000. Jockey change on the number 3 horse. Make the rider Tyler Gaffalione. And we want to go back and show you a performance of the horse that Katie has right on top of her ticket, and that's Dad's Little Girls.
Dad's Little Girls had some trouble last time out, and that's what I wanted to highlight here. Really, she had nowhere to go. You see her just stuck completely behind a wall of horses. You see the jockey just happened to be patient there, has to check a little bit, angles are out, then she gets completely cut off again. So I think this is a horse that can really improve with a better trip. Going to end up being 5th in this race, but watch her come on again from the outside. I really like the performance. 2 starts back, she rallied for 3rd when turf sprinting, so I think that suggests that she's going to like this extra distance today. Let's see if the trip can play out. But you went with a horse that I also used. We actually flipped. I had Dad's Little Girls on top. You had her in 3rd. I have Cuentos in 3rd. You have her on top.
Well, I'll tell you about Cuentos. This one is dropping to a level on the claiming scale after dueling between horses last time out, finishing 5th, beaten about 3 1/4 lengths. It was against $12,500 3 lifetime claimants at this very distance. Tyler Gaffalione is in the saddle today. That's the jockey change we mentioned for trainer Bernardo Lopez. We both have the number 5, Secret Fascination, wheeling back in 7 days.
Yep, going to turn back pretty quickly. Just ran on July 24th. Finished 2nd at high odds last time out, but she did earn the highest last out buyer of the field. Today, she is 5-2, not going to get those odds again.
Well, we got that trouble call on Dowd's Little Girls, and we'll see how that first race plays out today. We're going to a fast main track for race number 2, 1 mile and 1/16, and it's claimers 3 and up, $10,000. Scratch the 1 Franklin Park, and please note we use the first finish line when we have this mile and a 16th race, and a horse that we both have on top, and pretty hard not to, is the number 6, Chillin' Dillon.
Absolutely, especially because Palatine Hill is not in this race. He's defeated Chillin' Dillon in each of his last 2 starts when he was able to get away with a pretty easy, slow pace. Prior to that, this horse was on a 2-race win streak. He's a 12-time winner at the distance, and I think he is perfectly spotted today.
Yeah, I mean, this horse has had more starts than my 1993 Kia. I mean, he's going for his 83rd race this afternoon. Diego Gomez in the saddle, trainer Tamari Levy. This, if you look in the dictionary on the hard-knocking campaigner, you see number 6, Chillin' Dillon. We have our second and third horses flip-flop. I'll go with the 5 Bluegrass Jam first. Move to the Gilberto Zerpa Bon Vita claim. Steps up the competition after setting that pressured pace. Finishing second, it was against 6,250 claimers at this very same distance. Thought it was a logical contestant to be behind Chillin' Dillon.
All I can think about is that I want to see that Kia of yours. But we also use the 4, Sir Sparky, and this one's going to look for back-to-back wins. He returned from a 2-month freshening last time out, scored a hard-fought win at this level and distance. That was his debut for the Alfred McIntosh barn, and he did it over many of the runners that return in this race. If that effort didn't tire him out too much, you could expect him to be better, but that was my concern. That was a big effort off the layoff.
Yeah, they're going to have to beat old Chillin' Dillon there, making its 83rd career start. Let's go to race number 3 today, and it's named in honor of Employee of the Month. Congratulations to Emily Jones. This one, 6.5 furlongs, claimers fillies and mares, 3 and up, non-winners of 2 races in life or 3-year-olds. We got 7 runners that are going to go to the post. We have no scratches or jockey changes to reporting here. We both went with the number 5, Miss Deja Vu.
We put a stamp on this race, got the trifecta, we've sealed it up for you, and we're looking for a David Fox exacta here. This is one of 2 David Fox trainees. Ran in a $75,000 optional claimer last time out and finished behind the stakes caliber filly Sky Gold. That was actually 2 starts back. Last time out, she dropped to this level for the first time and was just caught at the wire to miss by a neck, and that was our first start for David Fox. I like both Fox horses in here, but I'm going to give the edge to the runner with the experience.
Yeah, you know, if you look, she has 1 victory less than the rest of the field combined. So she is a 5-time winner. The rest of the field altogether has 6 wins. So that's how she fits these conditions. We mentioned all 3-year-olds. That's why she can run in the spot. So Miss Deja Vu is certainly the one to beat. Now, you mentioned 4 Little Twitch from the David Fox barn, and we both used the 6, Miss Tattletale, now in the Ralph Nix barn. Makes her first start, competing on the turf here versus 2 lifetime claimers during February. But if you look at the past performance, she's the only participant in the field to ever win at 6.5 furlongs. I don't know what that means, but it's a good stat to have out there.
Absolutely. I was just going to say the same thing. She's going to run at this distance for the first time since she broke her maiden. So she's a perfect 1-for-1.
Yeah, 6.5 furlongs might be the key to her success. Race number 4 this afternoon, 5.5 furlongs. This is claimers. They're 3 and up. Non-winners of 3 races in life, $6,250. And we want to go back and show you a performance of a horse, Mr. 954. Didn't have a very good start.
He did not have a good start. This is from July 4th, and this is at this level. You're going to take a look at Mr. 954. Takes a pretty good stumble there, and then is immediately rushed out for the lead. Recovered very well from that, but is going to end up tiring from using that excess energy and being rushed up to the front. He's going to end up finishing second to a horse named Jojo Cool, but that's okay because Jojo Cool was a repeat winner, so that makes him look even better in this race. Mr. 954, 2 wins and 2 seconds from 5 starts here at Gulfstream. He's going to make his first start off the claim today for Bruno Tessori.
Yeah, and turning back to 5.5 furlongs should help the speedy gelding. So a logical choice on top of our ticket at least. I have the number 8 in second, and you went with the 1 in second. The 8 is Bellamy Storm, who a good second at this level and distance, was back on June 28th. He's hoping to bounce back after bumping at the start. really failed to get involved last time against similar, going 3/4 of a mile as the favorite last time out. Was not a great performance, but I don't know if bumping at the start helped it that much, but it could be one of those bounce-rebound performances today.
I agree. Getting bumped at the start, he was shuffled back a bit, never got involved. Like you said, this is a speed type, so I think if he hadn't gotten bumped and could have gotten out with the front runners early, he would have run better. I think you see a much improved performance today. We also both used the one Rancho. He returned from a 3-month layoff to finish second to Handpicked, who that day for trainer Stanley Gold won his second consecutive race. That was here on July 11th. He also has 2 wins at the distance, and I like that Jonathan Gonzalez going to pick up the mount today.
Yeah, number 1 Rancho, handpicked. Boy, he was on a roll there. Yeah, didn't win his last race, but those 2 races that he won were very nice.
And he was second, so not that bad last time.
No, a keen off that horse is certainly a good thing to do. Race number 5. This is where the Rainbow Six starts. We mentioned $78,000 plus in the pool, 20-cent wager, 7.5 furlongs on the turf. Claim is 3 and up. Non-winners of 2 races in life or 3-year-olds. They're running for a $50,000 tag. Scratch the inside horse, number 1, Remembering Richie. I went with the 9 on top. I'll start there. You went with the number 8 horse in here, who I did not use on my ticket. Always a catch. Dreaming of Frank, a winner at this level in distance back on June 19. Turns back slightly today after pressing the pace and fading. That was against $25,000 optional claimers, going a mile on the grass last time out. Mike Petro, Jonathan Gonzalez trying to get this 2-time local turf winner back on track today.
7-2, tepid morning line favorite in this race, a really competitive field. I went with an 8-1 shot, taking a little bit of a chance to open the Rainbow Six. That's always a catch. This is from the Ron Spatz barn. Going to run for a tag for the first time after finishing 4th in an upper level allowance last time out on June 30th. 2 of the horses that finished in front of him, Semblance of Order and 2-Step Temper, they came back to run in the Bears Day Stakes last week. So ran with some nice horses. He's going to get blinkers added today, and I think that can help him stay focused and on the task at hand maybe a little bit longer in the stretch, but I do think Dreaming of Frank is the logical choice.
Well, you look at our selections that show on the board right now. We only have 1 horse that are in agreement in this first leg of the pick. The Rainbow Six. Number 6, big distinction on my ticket, and I'll tell you why. This one is training sharply in preparation for the first start since finishing 4th as a 2-year-old. It was in the $75,000 Armed Forces here last October. Michael Yates, Jesus Rios atop this. I think this is an intriguing possibility in here for this horse. I like this performance. It was way back there, so I'm taking a little bit of a shot. He's 10-1 on the morning line, so a horse that I'm definitely using on my Rainbow Six ticket.
I think so. Another horse that you might want to use is the 5. That's Magnanimous Mind. This one going to make the dirt to turf move rather for trainer Oscar Gonzalez. 2 starts back, he was second to Dreaming of Frank. That's what I keyed off of, and he posted the highest buyer of his career. Another one, 5-1, Run Saichi, and this was one that I looked at too. Yeah,
and he was also, ran with Dreaming of Frank behind him on June 19th. I think he's a horse you might want to use on your Rainbow Six ticket. So we gave you 5 different horses in this race here. So just goes to show you the first leg is not that easy to handicap unless you know that horse that you like and you're going to single it in there. I wouldn't recommend that, but who knows. Race number 6, 7 furlongs, fast main track. Maiden claim is 3 and up. $20,000 down to $16,000. Scratch the number 7 horse in here, World Leader, and both Kitty and I have number 2, Whiskey Wizard, on top of our ticket.
Maybe you won't have to go quite as deep in this race. I really like Whiskey Wizard in here from the Ralph Nix barn. Going to look to McFord in his second start. Finished 5th in his debut on July 1st, but was able to make up some ground late along the rail, and he also broke from the rail, so he could build off from that performance in his second start. Still down on the inside, but it's not the rail, so I guess it's better. And Ralph Nix, of course, 19% with his maiden second time out.
Yeah, and 5-1 on the morning line. He won't be that because of the scratch of number 7, World Leader. The horse that we both put in second was Prince Harlan, and this one is making the 3rd start of its current form cycle after showing improvement when stretching out and finishing second against $25,000 maidens at this 7 furlong distance, Oscar Gonzalez has Sonny Leon. I thought on paper this was the one to beat in here. When you just look at it as a handicapper, 5-2 on the morning line. I like 2 like you, Whiskey Wizard, but the 5, I think you got to use too.
Absolutely. I just think he's found an appropriate level of competition now, and he's going to be a big factor today. I threw in the 4, Infield In. This one was also intriguing, a first-time starter. He's a son of Harlan's Holiday in the Stakes Place St. Villado mare, going to debut for Bernardo Lopez today. He was a $100,000 yearling purchase at the Keeneland September sale back in 2013, and working well in 12 works, so should be fit, but some question marks with the first-time starter. What about Crown Holiday?
Well, the number 2, Whiskey Wizard, is dropping down. Number 5, Prince Harlan, is dropping down. So number 3, Crown Holiday, is also dropping down today in this one. Makes it a trio, as I mentioned, dropping on that claiming stale, returning from the layup to finish 4th behind Prince Harlan in their recent clash at this distance. Juan Arias, he's 5 for 17, a limited sampling, 17%, with a second start off the 45 to 180 day layoff. I like the 2 in here. Katie likes the 2, but there is a couple of ways you might be able to go in this particular race.
Especially with maidens. You never know.
Yeah.
So many questions, so many unproven runners as well.
Well, let's go to race number 7 today. 5 furlongs on the turf, an allowance optional claimer, 3-year-olds and up, $25,000 the claiming level. A jockey change on the number 9. Make the rider now Miguel Vasquez. Miguel Vasquez rides number 9 in here. Scratch the 11, scratch the 12. We want to go back and show you the horse that we both seem to like in here, and that is number 6, Morning Brew. This was back on March 15th.
It's been a while since we've seen Morning Brew, but this was the last time that we saw him, and boy was he in good form then. You're going to see him rally, makes a 4-wide bid here, and he's going to finish second to a horse that I absolutely loved during the championship meet, and that was Shadow Rock from the Scooter Dickey barn. He won 2 races during the winter here at Gulfstream, and he's going to just nab Morning Brew here. But Morning Brew definitely was not disgraced in second. He brought a 3-race win streak into that start, all turf sprinting. He's never finished off the board turf sprinting, and he's proven fresh. He won off works at first asking, and he won off a 2-month freshening last year. I think this would be my Rainbow Six single.
Yeah, and he loves the distance. He's had 4 races at the distance with 3 wins in his second, and he's also a 4-time local turf winner. As you mentioned, had a 3-race win streak going, but the only question, of course, he hasn't run since March 5th, but certainly looks like the one to beat in there. We both used the 4 in there, a Platinum Prince, who was game and defeat. He returned from an approximate 8-month layoff last time out to run second at this level and distance. Harry Benson, a Tyler Gaffleone apprentice, who's our leading rider still, I believe, as of today, early on in our summer meeting here, is named to ride. I don't know what he is on the morning line. He's 3rd choice on the morning line. You used the number 9 in 3rd, and that's the one that will be ridden today by Miguel Vasquez.
Well, speaking of layoffs, he's going to return from a 7-month one today for trainer Jose Garofalo. He was last seen finishing 4th at this level and distance back on January 7th during the championship meet. I actually thought he closed pretty well in that race. Prior to that, he hit the board in 4 straight starts, but again, might need a race coming back.
Well, hold on, Smokey. No, that's the horse I picked in 3rd. It's the number 5. Second at this level and distance back on June 7th is returning to the optional claiming ranks after fading to finish 6th behind a repeat winner called Successful Native. That was in the $75,000 turf sprint here last time out. So this horse running against some pretty nice horses, just didn't know how to handle Successful Native in those 2 races. But I think this horse has a big shot in there. I don't know what he is on the morning line. He's 7-2. He's actually in there as a 2nd choice. So a very nice race in here, but you heard Katie. She's thinking of singling Morning Brew. Let's go to race 8. This one, 6 furlongs, claimers, 3 and up, non-winners of a race since January 31st. That is 6 months. They're going to run for a $6,250 tag, 9 runners in the field, no scratches or jockey changes in the race, and we both like number 6, Union Label, who I believe is sitting on a winning performance.
Couldn't agree with you more. He returned from more than a 2-month freshening, finished 3rd over a sloppy, tiring racetrack at this level and distance back on July 16th. He was the betting favorite that day, and I think he's going to run like a favorite today.
The only problem that you might see is that he's had 8 races here with no wins, 2 seconds and 2/3. But that doesn't mean he can't win because he spotted perfectly today. Yes. I agree with you. We both know I used the number 3 and second used it in 3rd. That's Royal Fighter. Turning back to 6 furlong, trying these non-winners of a race in 6 months competition after finishing 2nd to a hard-knocking horse called Let It Be Famous going a mile. There's another one, 0 for 16 at the distance, so there is a reason to be shaky about it. 16 races at this distance with no wins, 2 seconds, and 8/3.
Right, there it was. I felt like I was stuck, going back and forth here because he may be 0 for 16 at the distance, but he's also 10 for 16 in the money at the distance. So definitely should be somewhere on that ticket. I also used the 2 headstone. I think he should appreciate the cutback in distance today. He's dueled on the lead or set the pace in his last 2 starts and has been caught each time. And he does own a previous win at the distance, but he hasn't sprinted since July of 2014. But I do like that Tyler Gaffalione going to get aboard today.
Yeah, and a little bit of a speed player through third, and that's for my brother Johnny A. Turning back to 3/4 on the dirt. He set the pace, coming up empty in the stretch, but that was against $8,000 condition claimers, going around 2 turns on the turf. He's a son of Lawyer Ron, and I think his best chance is to go up there and at least, try and set the pace or stalk the pace today. But I like Union Label like Katie does in this spot. Not singling it, but I'm saying I like it. Let's go to race number 9 today, and it is a 6 furlong allowance optional claimer. Fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, $62,500. Scratch number 6 in here, Sunset Silhouette. That was one of the 2 horses entered in here by trainer Larry Pilati. And a horse that I have on my ticket, you have right on top, and I'm so happy to see this because I didn't know what to do with the stint. I put it in third, but I want to go back. We want to show you a race from, I think it was back in May, right? It wasn't its last race, but it was a couple
2 starts back. Distinta impressed me very much. We're going to take a look. This is from May 9th. She's going to take the lead at the 8th pole and draw off to a pretty nice victory against some nice fillies and mares. Last time out, she ran in the Grade 3 Azalea. Super competitive race, super quick race, and she just couldn't keep up. I think class relief is going to come into play here, and she is going to be the class of this field. She has a win and 2 seconds from 3 starts at the distance, and I think she should sit the trip. But there are a couple of fast horses that could go the distance. One that I know you like very much, and that's Joanne's Wildcat.
Yeah, this one, one of the 2 horses I mentioned were left in the race by trainer Larry Pilati. The other one, Sunset Silhouette Scratch, is returning with clearly her favorite surface here, favorite Gulfstream racing surface. She's had 7 races here with 4 wins and 2/3, so 6 for 7 in the money at her most accomplished distance. 5 starts, 3 wins, and a third. She just hit the board in one of 3 recent 5 furlong stakes on the turf. She's going back to what she does best, and I like this horse today, and I put it right on top of my ticket. That's the 5, Joanne's Wildcat. Who you have on the ticket, the morning line favorite, is the number 2, Bridal's Eris.
Well, she's never been off the board in her entire career, hasn't raced that many times, but she's always run a race. She's going to make her 2nd start back from a 3-month layoff for trainer Terry Pompey. Finished 3rd behind Ultimate Shopper last time out, who would go on. She ran in the Honorable Miss Handicap at Saratoga earlier this week. That's a Grade 2 at the Spa. And I think that this one figures. I don't know if I like her as the favorite at 9-5, but I think she should be somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, 2nd start back from a long layoff. I think there's always a concern that do you bounce off that or do you move forward after such a long layoff, but I'm really happy you had the 3 Distinta on top. I was struggling to put that horse on top, but, I just like the 5 too much, but I am definitely using that one on my ticket. We're going to wrap up Friday's action, race number 10, on the turf, 7.5 furlongs, claimers fillies and up, mares, 3 and up, non-winners of 2 races in life, $10,000. Scratch the 11, the 12, the 13, and the number 14. And you went with the horse I had in second, number 10, C Car, on top of your ticket, 5-1 on the morning line. Oh no, he's not. He's the morning line favorite.
You got people's hopes up,
yeah,
Ron.
I looked down there, thought I saw 5, but no, morning line favorite.
3-1, I think she's worth it. She's performed very consistently since dropping to this level and finds a good spot today. Got into a stretch duel last time out, just tired late. She was 2nd, but only beaten a length and a half back on July 9th. I had to put her on top, but your top selection also figures very well in here, and that's Ellicottville. She's kind of let me down a few times, so I might have just taken it out on her, but she figures here.
Well, the exact is the way to go. We got him flip-flop here. Ellicottville is dropping a notch in the claimant sales. She stalked the pace, and she finished 2nd. She finished 4th, actually, against $12,500 2 lifetime claimers at the distance. Joe Orsino is the trainer. Jonathan Gonzalez in the saddle, but I am certainly using the number 10, C-Car, in there, too. And we both used the number 4, Miss Visconti, on our ticket.
She made a 5-wide bid last time out to get up for third. She was only beaten 2 lengths, and it was at high odds last time out on July 19th. Not going to get those today. She's 4-1 today. Another who I think just performs her best at this level, but she is winless in 5 starts at Gulfstream, so I couldn't put her higher than second.
Yeah, I mean, she was 30-1 last time out, and today she's actually third choice on the board. So just finding the proper level, and that's where she sort of fits with this competition here. So that's how we see Friday's card. 10 races, as we mentioned. The Rainbow Six starts in race number 5, and there is over $78,000 in that pool, so it should be another fun day of racing here at Gulfstream Park.
As always, Ron, good luck, everybody.
The Rainbow Six is back, and it's better than ever. Now with a 20-cent base wager, it will expand the market for the popular bet. And in addition to doubling the base wager, the percentage return for the winners on the day the jackpot isn't hit increases to 70%, with 30% going to the carryover pool for the next program. Gulfstream Park, you got to be here each and every day.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a Friday afternoon of world-class thoroughbred action live in Hallandale Beach, Florida at Gulfstream Park. 10 races on the program here this afternoon, a carryover in the Rainbow Six, and a first race post time at 1:15. Hello, everybody. Track announcer Pete Aiello joining you in the walking ring here at Gulfstream Park. We're now 28 minutes away from our opening contest. 10 races here this afternoon. Nice weather conditions here today. Main track is fast. The turf course is firm. Let's get you caught up on all of today's program changes and corrections. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome those fans joining us via the simulcast network from sites all across North America and all across the world, taking the Gulfstream Park signal this afternoon. The weather in South Florida, highs into low 90s, sunny skies, track fast, turf firm. Here now are the changes. Today's